Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2024.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you waited for.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
The real question is, are you a 2024 or a 2024?
2024.
Some people are still on the 2000 train. I do it for like 2009.
No, that stopped after
I don't say 2009, you know.
2018, I feel like is the last time you can say that because 2019 sounds wrong.
I think anymore, I don't even say like 2010. I go like, I mean, you can, but once we got into the 10s, I got used to saying 20. So now I'm like, yeah. Last year was 2023. It's 2024. I don't say, because you don't say 1,198.
You know why 2018 doesn't sound awful to me? It's because we probably heard it so many times because that's when we graduated high school. So it's not the graduating class of 2018. It's the graduating class of 2018. So they said it all the time.
Like if you're talking about like
2017, I never heard that.
You don't say like, you say 1310. You don't say 1,310.
Yeah, like if I were to say my address,
yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'll give you a fake one. 1057.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah. Like,
1,057.
No, precisely. No one says that.
Yeah.
And so I think we as a society need to abandon the 2000.
Why,
We're in the 2000s.
Y2K. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You know, there's a Y2K movie coming out starring Rachel Zegler.
Wait, I actually don't know what's going on. What are you talking about?
Do you not remember Y2K? Pretty sure.
Unfortunately, no. What did we do?
Were like babies when it happened.
What is Y2K?
I think it.
Oh wait,
it's gonna be really embarrassing
when
reaction.
people thought that the world was going to end in 2000? The year
Something
2000?
like that. I think it's one of two things. It's either that people thought that world was going to end in 2012, or it's when the change from 1999 to 2000.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So people were like,
Y2K.
2K, because you know, like
Y2K means year 2000.
Oh, I always thought it was like why 2K?
NBA 2K, like
WHY, even though it's spelled the letter Y,
okay.
2K. I thought people didn't like that. People were like, you like 2K19 or whatever.
Okay, I don't know, to be honest with you.
Regardless, there's a movie coming out with Rachel Zegler starring.
But yeah, is it coming out in 2024?
Doubtful.
A lot of movies are though, huh? That was pretty good.
That was decent.
It was good. We're doing a little anticipated movies and shows for 2024 this year.
Yes, we are.
And I know off the top of my head, I already have a top 10 movie and show video on my channel, but
I don't have
spoiler alert, no Stranger Things, unfortunately.
Stop.
2025 though, then we're cooking.
Spoiler alert, no Thunderbolts.
How does that make you feel inside?
Sick to my stomach.
Ill?
Every day something about Thunderbolts is shared with the world. That just makes me more sick.
Yeah, I mean, people are trying to get the movie scrapped, but we'll talk about that later, maybe.
Okay. You want to talk about what we're looking forward to for 2024?
Yeah,
like movie-wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Do you want to go first? You want to listen to movies?
Sure, yeah. So I'm looking forward to the new Ghostbusters quite a bit.
Why'd you take that from me? You shouldn't have said that. I'm the Ghostbusters fan. Take it back.
Okay. I'm not at all excited for Ghostbusters
Kidding.
Frozen Empire.
Kidding.
Ghostbusters 4.5.
Okay. Say it. Go ahead.
I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. It's like the movie in the first 3 months that I'm the most excited for, probably.
Yeah. Comes out in March.
And because it's like a unique concept for
Ghostbusters.
It's vastly different in my eyes than what we've seen in the other films.
It seems like the elderly Ghostbusters are going to be in the whole movie, as opposed to the last movie where they're just at the end.
Marketing gimmick, perhaps, but I'm talking about for this new one. It could just be a marketing gimmick to have them show up, but I don't know. It seems like they might blend the new and old generations pretty well.
Yeah, I love Ghostbusters, so I'm hyped. It's going to be... I don't know when they're going to realize that they really should just put a Ghostbusters movie out during October, but maybe they'll figure that out for the next one. Maybe they'll make it like really like classic Ghostbusters.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah. My turn. I'll say I'm excited for Dune Part 2, which we should have got last year. But alas, it got pushed. And I'm excited for it. Timothée Chalamet. Love him. Zendaya, love her. Florence Pugh. Austin Butler. I'm trying to remember.
Brolin's back.
Yeah, I was going to say a couple people died in the first one.
We thought. I guess he's just back. Momoa died.
Oscar Isaac died.
He did die.
Yeah.
I heard Jason Momoa's character might not actually be dead though. I don't know.
Interesting. But yeah, I'm excited for
I don't
Dune
know if I care.
Part 2. You don't care about Dune?
No, it was in my top 10 most anticipated. It was my number 10. Like I am excited, but I also like it's weird. I could go my whole life and never see the movie and not care, but I am going to watch it. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
It's literally a movie like I could go the rest of my life, not rewatch Dune, not watch Dune Part 2, and just my life would just stay the same. Like if we were looking at on some sort of line graph, like my excitement or just my joy in life would be the same. Watching the movie isn't going to change me, I don't think. I have it on my top 10 just because I'm like holding on to hope maybe I'll really love it.
I really hope you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want to come up with one next?
Sure. So I have like my big movie, but I don't want to talk about it until we're near the end of the segment.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to later in the year. I'm looking forward to Gladiator 2 quite a bit.
You gotta stop stealing my...
Well, as someone who's actually seen Gladiator,
right.
I have the right to talk about it.
All right, babes. Listen.
Sorry to do that to you.
No need to be nasty.
And I'm not being nasty. It's
no
just
need
like,
to be nasty.
You could go to... What's funny?
Does the first movie have Joseph Quinn, yes or no?
Was he born in 2000? I'm kidding. He was.
Came out in 2000?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was born. Come on now.
How old was he? You should know his birthday. And where he was born. The hospital. Was it an in-house birth?
He was probably like 7 or 8.
Oh, okay. He could have played someone in the movie then.
Look, we're excited for Gladiator 2 for 2 different reasons. You talk. I'm going to turn the ring light brightness up.
Okay, cool. I'm excited for Gladiator 2 simply because it's a sequel to a Best Picture winner. Ridley Scott's coming back to direct. He's kind of lost his touch a bit, but now it's like we're in a studio. I'm going to have to squint.
It'll be fine. We just looked dark on my camera.
Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal,
I can turn it down.
Paul Mescal. It's a star-studded cast, and I do have faith they wouldn't make this movie for nothing. That's why I'm excited for it. Plus, I do love that first Gladiator. I haven't seen it in a few years, but I've seen it like 5 times in my life. I used to watch it a lot in high school.
How fast into the film is Joseph Quinn dying?
I don't know.
I give him...
He's going to die, though.
Half of the runtime.
His character will die.
Sure.
His character will die.
He's the first person...
End of the second act.
As someone who's never seen Gladiator, he's going to be the first person to face the Gladiator and die. That's how I assume the movie goes. What is a Gladiator?
I can't say what happens in the first movie, but the existence of the sequel is shocking. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know.
So he dies.
The existence of this sequel is shocking. That's why I'm like, I was very in denial about it, but now I'm kind of accepting it.
Interesting.
Yeah. By the way, I just recovered from a cold if I seem low energy and sick.
Yeah, guys, I got him sick.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I gave him my cold from the last episode.
Sadly.
Keeping in theme with my king, Joseph Quinn, A Quiet Place, Day 1. That's what it's called, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
June.
what about it?
I'm excited for it.
Are you? It's obviously you are.
I saw
it's on this list.
one of the actors literally just on my For You page on TikTok. Sorry, let me adjust this.
Alex Wolff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was talking about it and how it's like less of a thriller, more of a drama.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
How fast into that movie do you think Joseph Quinn dies? I think.
End of the movie.
Really? You think he's a survivor? He's definitely the first to go in every horror movie that he would. Like, Has
he worked in horror films before?
No. I just know.
You're saying in a hypothetical he would be the first character to die.
You know how there's like the first girl and the final girl?
Yeah.
He's first guy, for sure.
Okay. Fair. Yeah.
I actually kind of want him to be the first guy in a Scream movie, now that I think about it.
The opening scene of a Scream movie.
Yeah.
We're never going to get one of those again, so you can dream.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I liked the ending of Scream 6.
Yep.
Your turn. You get to pick one now.
Honestly, I'm just picking one more because I'll pick 2 more. Inside Out 2.
Good. That's also on my list.
Yeah, that movie, I think Pixar has lost their touch for me lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so for them to make a sequel to one of their original concepts 9 years later, I said that out loud in a video and it scared me. 9 years ago, Inside Out came out. I remember seeing that in theaters with my brother.
That's crazy.
2015 was 9 years ago. Scary, yeah, I know. But I remember vividly seeing this movie in theaters and like getting emotional with Bing Bong and Take Her to the Moon for Me. Does that line, can I even talk about the movie?
I don't want to talk about it.
I would die for Riley.
But Inside Out 2, very excited.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to get like an actual tagline or is it just Inside Out 2?
Inside Out 2, which I honestly think most sequels should just do that.
Just because of Toy Story 2?
No, I think it's like, why does everything have to have a second part to the title?
Follow-up question. Are you fine with it being called The Batman 2?
Oh, I saw a tweet that was like, when something is part 2, or like, it's gonna be a banger. I think they're calling it the Batman Part 2. If it gets Part 2,
it's interesting though, because I feel like you should only put part if there was a
maybe
part
it isn't
1.
Part 2, but
It should just be the Batman 2.
I think that's what it's called, and I don't care.
Interesting. I'm a fan of taglines personally.
I gotta mute this.
It could be
Sorry.
like,
my friends are watching the Falcons game. Something I could not give less of a shit about.
Inside Out 2, anxiety, or something like that. I do like that there's a new emotion. I like that it's Maya Hawke. And I like that it's anxiety. It's funny.
Yeah, I think that
relatable.
It's got an opportunity here to be a real winner for Pixar because they haven't had one, in my opinion, and this is a hot take, they haven't had like a movie that, like a 5 out of 5 movie since Onward, which was in 2020.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've had a 5 out of 5 movie. They've had fine movies since then. I really liked Elemental.
Well, I was going to say, like, people out there, Soul, people love Soul. People put Soul on the level of Up. People put Soul on the level of Ratatouille. I'm like, you're tripping balls.
You need to relax.
The middle of that, this is a movie that tries to take itself so seriously, and then the middle act, there's like a body switch with a cat, and they're running around. It's dumb as shit. The movie's got a great score. It's like, but for a movie that's trying to be so profound, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It takes it. It's
not a 5 out of 5.
I can't do it.
It's not up there with Ratatouille and Up.
Turning Red, I thought was bad. I thought.
Yeah, Turning Red wasn't.
I'm gonna hurt feelings here. This is just my opinion. I'm not attacking anyone who likes these movies. Luca, sorry, I think Jenna likes that movie. Not a fan of.
I haven't seen it.
Bored me to tears. I fell asleep 3 times trying to watch it.
I remember that.
There's another one. Elemental was fine.
I liked Elemental. I will say though, I cried far more at the short at the beginning.
Yeah.
When we went to go see Elemental in theaters, I came prepared with tissues for the Carl's first date short.
Valid. And
I almost had to leave the theater.
I thought you were gonna vomit.
It was bad, like the crying. I'm very emotionally invested in the character of Carl, in case anybody didn't know that. So that was a lot for me to go through.
And then Lightyear is one that's regressed for me quite a bit. Do you remember, like, when we saw it, we were like, Socks was cute, and we were like, I think at the time, this was 2 years ago almost, I was like, yeah, that was good. And like, there are just those movies where you watch them, and then the more you just don't watch them, like you don't go and rewatch them, the more you think about them, and you're like, huh.
There's a difference between like a good movie and then a good rewatchable movie. I feel like a movie can be good, and you're like, yeah, that was a good movie. I'm not going to watch it again, though, because there's really no need to.
I don't think I'll watch Lightyear ever again.
It's not like it's a thinker. It's not like it's something that I'm going to forget. It's not something
just watch Toy Story 1
that I
3.
need to watch. But then there's good movies that are, like, just honestly on the same level of good as the aforementioned category. But they're also, like, very rewatchable, and you look forward to rewatching them.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of this whole Pixar having a winner conversation, to me, for a Pixar movie to be, like, truly elite, it needs to almost move me to tears or move me to tears. And Onward did, because I have a brother. I understand that I resonate with that story differently than others, but certain people resonate with Turning Red, Luca, Soul, so I get it, right? I think Inside Out 2 has the potential to be that next really deeply moving Pixar film that has funny elements, but also it's just a beautiful film. I'm excited.
You have anxiety, so you could relate.
Yeah.
We all
I think
have
we
anxiety,
all do.
though. I think we can all agree that we all have anxiety.
So Inside Out 2 comes out in June. I think it's going to be a winner.
Yes. I have a couple, and then we'll talk about your big one, okay?
Okay, cool.
So one of the ones I want to shout out is Challengers, which we were supposed to get last year, and we didn't. It's got Zendaya in it, but most notably, it has Mike Feist in it. Big Mike Feist girly over here. Are you prepared for the Mike Feist takeover of the world when Challengers comes out?
The Jets are going to have their way tonight.
Because not only is it Mike Feist, it's a blonde Mike Feist.
Yeah, is it Feist or Feist?
I don't care. I say Feist.
It's just weird. I just call him Mike.
If Mike wants to call me up and tell me how to pronounce his name, he can do that.
I just call him Riff.
He's so good in West Side Story, and I adore him.
He's great in Dear Evan Hansen.
I was gonna say, yeah. If anybody who's been in Dear Evan Hansen, odds are I love him. Odds are.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah. So look, I think that Challengers is going to be interesting. It's going to be like.
I think it's going to be really fun to see a movie where Zendaya is allowed to look pretty.
Interesting.
What was the last movie where Zendaya...
I thought she's pretty in the entire trilogy of Spider-Man films.
But, like, she's like... okay, maybe that came out a little bit wrong. But I mean, like... Think about what Zendaya looks like as Zendaya. How ridiculously stunning she is. When she's MJ, obviously she's still pretty because she's Zendaya, but it's like, you know, it's like no makeup, tomboyish like clothes, especially in like Homecoming. She's very much, you know, dressed down.
Yeah.
Same with Dune. She's in the desert. She's all dirty.
She's got blue eyes.
It's the same thing with
thing in her mouth. I don't know.
the girl who is Brienne of Tarth in Game of Thrones.
Gwendolyn Christie.
When she got casted in Wednesday, she was like, it was really fun to be pretty because normally the characters I'm casted for
pretty
aren't allowed to be pretty because she's so tall for, you know, for a woman.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of the same thing with Zendaya. Like we haven't really seen a movie where she gets to be like dolled up. Not necessarily just pretty, because obviously she's always pretty, but I mean like she's gonna be like dolled up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taking good care of my little white boys.
Dear God. Can I make a statement here?
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Challengers is 2024's Saltburn.
Interesting.
What I mean by that, we just watched Saltburn, by the way, last night.
Can we Saltburn rant real quick?
Yeah, but
say your statement. Say your statement.
Saltburn is a movie that has taken TikTok, is social media by storm, but especially TikTok, and it's kind of a movie that's like a little weird. Yeah, we'll get into it, but it's like I'm not calling it a normal movie, but it's just like, it's not a big blockbuster. It's not made through the mindset of this needs to make $1 billion. This is a tentpole film. It's like a director's vision. Emerald Fennell, she did the movie Honey Boy, and so it's like, it's got that more of an artistic flair to it. And I don't want to say it's more of a film than a movie. That's just like a joke me and my friends have, where it's like, notice how I said movie, not film. Yeah,
it's an indie film with a big budget.
Yeah,
in a way.
Me and my friends joke like, "Oh, that's a film versus a movie, like Transformers." Yeah. It's like a joke we have, and I'm not trying to sound pretentious here, but it is like a more of a filmy film.
They know what you mean.
And so it became mainstream because of TikTok.
Easy to become a cult classic.
Yes, and so
I say that lightly.
A lot of people were exposed to this, and I think a lot of people who are buzzing about it. I hate even saying this because it makes me sound
I'll say it for you.
No, I'll say it. They haven't watched
movies.
A lot of movies, and I don't like to be that guy ever, but it is true. Like these people probably haven't seen The Holdovers, Past Lives, like really good movies from last year. Even like a movie like Talk to Me, really well-made movie. And so like they're being exposed to this, and it's, oh my God, the greatest thing since sliced bread. But also, this is something else. And sorry, I'm just kind of going here. Is that all right? I don't watch Euphoria.
No.
What I've interpreted from people who have watched Euphoria,
that's another one
whose opinions I trust,
not dressed up,
is that it's a very artistic show, but it's something that has really deep meaning to it, and it like touches on some really not edgy but like important topics that are like hard to
sensitive topics.
That's the word. And people like who are 14 will just watch it and like make it into like Glee or something on social media, you know? No, where they like talk about it and they're like, I'm team blank versus team blank, like talking about it so bare bones.
Yeah.
And lacking media literacy about it, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like that's happened a bit with Saltburn, where people are like, what I see on TikTok, people are like acting like it's like high school, like Mean Girls or something, when it's like really not that at all.
No,
and so it's a little weird, and that's what I think is going to happen with Challengers. It's going to be marketed as this big budget thing, but there's going to be a lot more to it.
Isn't Challengers based on a true story?
I'm not sure, but the reason
I
say this is directed by Luca Guadagnino, who directed Call Me by Your Name and
pronunciation
Bones and All. 2 Timothée Chalamet films, very on the artsy side.
Okay, we're in the demographic.
And so,
Timothy's not available.
It's an interesting move for the director.
Google search scrawny white boys in Hollywood. Mike Feist, he could do it.
Yeah, so that's my thing is like Challengers, it's going to be marketed to appeal to the masses, but I think it's going to be something completely different when we go and watch it.
Correct. On topic of Saltburn, I want to say we watched Saltburn last night because obviously the internet's talking about it all over the place. And
visible on the dance floor.
And the way that specifically like TikTok is talking about it, you know, people are talking about a lot of graphic scenes, if you will, in the film. And as somebody who is a big fan of Saw, I was like, okay, I need to watch Saltburn just because are these people being dramatic? Or like, is it really not as bad as they're saying? Or am I desensitized? Let's find out. So I watched Saltburn. Yeah, people I think are being dramatic. I think it's a combination of people are being super dramatic about it, and also maybe I am a little desensitized to media. Like I
have thoughts, but I'll let you go first.
There was only one really gross thing, And it's something that I haven't seen people talk about. The vampire scene. We won't get into detail for you, but if you've seen Saltburn, you know what I'm talking about. People mostly talk about either a bathtub scene or a graveyard scene. The grossest part of the film was the vampire scene. And I'm like, no one on TikTok is anywhere talking about this.
Yeah.
Everyone's making a big deal out of things that weren't that bad. Gross concept, but like,
No, yeah, that's my thing is like the movie is just wacky. Like the things we see are gross, right?
it was literally just
But
a
it's not
Joker
like you're
origin.
watching someone get cut open.
Literally sawing their leg off with a string.
Or like...
And putting bone marrow into a cup.
Like what we see really is like sort of some gross sexual things, but it's not like we're seeing... Like the way people talk about it on TikTok make it seem like it's extremely graphic and goes the route of blending Saw with something sexual in a way. Like
yeah,
literally,
but it doesn't.
And that's what I thought we were going to get. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's the most dumbed down version of what I thought it was going to be when I watched it. And we're not going to spoil it. But
outside of the gross scenes that TikTok was trying to like make a big deal out of, I really liked the movie. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would.
Talking about the gross stuff. I wanted to keep going.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I wanted to say that... Sorry to cut in. I wanted to say that, like, yes, it's like, you show this to anyone, they're going to be like, that's just weird and gross. And I'm kind of like this watching it. But it's not like it's some groundbreaking, disgusting thing. Like,
I wouldn't show it to my grandma.
No.
But I was not...
It's gross and weird, but it's also like...
It's more weird than gross.
Yeah, it weirded me out. I was like, this is just a weird creative decision. Like, why am I staring at this shot for however long? But
yeah,
it isn't, like, even the craziest thing I've seen. People have been saying, oh, this is crazy. It's like, to each their own, obviously. But it's not like it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Sorry.
Yeah, I've seen crazier.
The movie itself, though, was pretty entertaining, surprisingly.
Lots of beautiful shots, honestly. Very artistic. Great performances. Yeah, I love Barry Keoghan. So Saltburn just made me want Barry Keoghan's like Joker origin story. No offense to Joaquin Phoenix, I've never seen the Joker. I doubt I'll probably see the one with Lady Gaga in it.
You will.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then,
I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show you the original Joker so we can watch that together.
Just want Barry Keoghan to get his own though now, or I at least want him to be a big part of the next Batman movie.
He is of the trilogy. They're saying.
I want a lot of him.
His deleted scene was good. They mangled his face pretty bad, which makes sense. But
I just think
Keoghan's great.
It was fun to watch him act in that sort of category. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah, he was kind of slutty
and like crazy.
Yes, he was a little psychotic to say the least.
Yeah,
but Saltburn was like a 3.5 out of 5 for me. I enjoyed it way more than I thought. People who I talked to talk about with film, they were like, you would hate this. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to hate this movie. And so I watched it and I was like, that actually wasn't, it was way more accessible than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that? I thought it was going to be like this out of touch.
Especially in the first couple minutes of the film.
Lacking plot film. And it wasn't that. It was actually pretty engaging, surprisingly. So, Saltburn. I think Challengers will be next year, Saltburn.
Good. Yes.
Do you agree? Like, do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes. You do? Like TikTok's gonna. It's either gonna
blow up on social media.
It's either gonna be next year's Saltburn or this year's Saltburn or this year's Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes with the obsession of Mike Feist. And I mean that wholeheartedly.
Maybe a blend of both.
How everyone got obsessed with Tom Blythe.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna happen. So I wanted to shout out Challengers. I want to shout out Wicked Part 1. Now listen, I have my gripes with this film. Okay, I don't like that it's a Part 1. Why the fuck is it a Part 1? There's no need for it to be Part 1. Sure, the Broadway show is a little bit long, okay? But you can tell it in one movie. You can 100% tell it in one movie. So I'm not excited that it's a Part 1. I think that's weird. 2, listen. I'm not the most excited that Ariana Grande is Galinda. I don't really have anything against Ariana Grande. I think she's a fantastic singer, and I hope and kind of know that she's going to prove me wrong when I see it. Like, I'm sure she's fantastic, and I've heard her sing Wicked, and I know she's great at it.
That's Kat.
I know.
From Victorious.
I just wasn't all that excited about the casting in the first place, and also now her dating Ethan Slater, who's also in the film. who played SpongeBob on Broadway. You still don't know who that guy is. I'll show you a picture of him
I
at some
don't
point.
know who that is.
I'll show you a picture of him right now. We can get your reaction live on
Please.
on camera. But so it's like a combination of the fact that I'm not super excited about her casting, and then also knowing that she's dating Ethan Slater, and like the whole drama around them is just kind of souring seeing them together.
Oh, I thought that was Seth Green from
Nope,
Family Guy.
He played SpongeBob on Broadway.
Oh, cool.
He was
He's in
at
it
the
too,
time
you
of
said?
at the time of filming Wicked. He was married.
Married.
With his like high school sweetheart. She was pregnant. Divorce. Dating immediately. She just gave birth. First Christmas with a baby he spent with Ariana, and not the baby and baby mother.
Dear God.
So that's a little souring to Wicked. However, Jonathan Bailey, my Bridgerton king, is in Wicked. He's the one that's going to be singing Dancing Through Life, Skimming the Surface, which Chris doesn't give a flying fuck about.
I want to tell you guys this. I thoroughly enjoy Broadway musicals. I did not enjoy Wicked.
To be fair,
I had to endure it. When did we see it?
We saw it the morning after my semi-formal. We had my semi-formal with my sorority the night before. We were out until like close to 3 a.m. And then we had to wake up at like 7:38 in the morning the next day and rally and go to the theater to meet my mom and my sister and watch Wicked.
Wasn't
hungover,
ideal.
not
Jesus.
great.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Not the best time.
No.
I've seen Wicked multiple times. I adore Wicked. So it was different for me. Bad experience for Chris, I think mostly because of the circumstance.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll like the movie. You love Jonathan Bailey.
Potentially.
We love Jonathan Bailey in this house. And then I literally just learned about this today. I'm going to shout out the Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim animated film.
Not even animated. I heard it was anime, which is not bad. I just don't know about it. Like,
I'm curious. My
LOTR.
curiosity's peaked.
LOTR, baby.
One of my goals for
LOTR.
January is to watch the Hobbit movies. I haven't done that yet, so that's a goal. And then I want to watch the Rings of Power show. I know a lot of
I
people.
heard it was ass.
That's what you told me you heard. I've only heard good things about it.
Okay.
So I want to watch it for myself, see if I like it.
I also do, but I do have like friends. One friend in particular loves Lord of the Rings. It was like I literally stopped watching. It was just so goddamn boring.
I'll see. We'll see if I like it or not.
So.
But yeah, I want to do more exploration into the Lord of the Rings stuff. So just wanted to shout that one out that I just learned about literally today.
And there's one movie that stands above the rest, and that movie is Captain Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3.
Yes.
It's not even really close. Like I'm excited for a lot of movies this year, but that one stands above the rest because it is Deadpool's return. The man hasn't been on the big screen since 2018. It's not only his return, it's his introduction into the MCU.
Yes, his first time
In the
since
Marvel Cinematic
Marvel,
Universe.
since Disney bought Fox.
It is R-rated in the MCU. Not the first R-rated content. Technically, in the theater it is, but the first is going to be Echo.
Is TVMA considered R-rated?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then Wolverine, Hugh Jackman is coming out of retirement in that role to play Wolverine. This
24601.
Do you agree this is going to be
Potentially Taylor Swift?
Potentially Taylor Swift?
Potentially Walker Scobell?
Potentially anyone in the world.
Anyone who's breathed in the vicinity of Ryan Reynolds.
Anyone. I hope Rob McElhenney's in it so bad. He is. He plays Mac, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he created the show, and he's also on like Wrexham AFC. Him and Ryan Reynolds like own that soccer club.
Do you think
football club?
What's his name? Thanos is gonna be in it.
Oh, Cable.
Yeah.
Brolin. Yeah, I do. And so here's the thing: anyone could show up in this movie. Now that's not the only reason I'm excited. I think it's gonna be great, but this and Marvel truthers, Marvel deniers, Marvel haters, whatever you are, wherever you stand with Marvel, I'm on the fence. Look, a lot of the times, right? But no one can deny that there will be a collective sense of like joy when this movie comes out. Like, even if the movie has its flaws, when No Way Home came out for at least a month, there was just a bliss in the fandom because it was like the special moment. And I think this is going to be potentially the last time we have that in the MCU, where it's like this collective, like we're coming together to celebrate the end of the Fox era, but just superhero movies and our love for Marvel. And I think it's just going to be fun, batshit crazy madness. I'm super pumped, but also we could get something similar with the next Avengers film. But look, I just think this movie is going to be the one. Like, it's the only MCU movie this year. I keep saying next year. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not. It doesn't feel like 2024.
Yeah, we're in that weird transitional period of like last year was last year, but next year is this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. I ideally will sit down in that theater and the Winter Soldier will show up. That's how I feel every time I see a Marvel movie.
He could definitely be in it.
Anytime I see a Marvel movie, I just think, wouldn't it be so fun if Bucky showed up right now?
I think that I think Fassbender shows up.
Don't mess with me.
Fassbender and McAvoy.
Don't just say shit out loud.
I think they're going to go back to scenes from the Fox X-Men canon.
Stop.
Everyone's going to show up in this movie.
Do you think
James Marsden
Loki's in it?
Ooh, I think not Loki, Mobius.
You can't have Owen Wilson on your payroll and not put him in a big screen movie.
Well, and Sean Levy's directing it, and they go way back.
Oh, really?
Levy directed Night at the Museum, and Owen Wilson's in him.
Levy. I hate
That's
the way
apparently the correct way.
I know,
the correct way to say
and
it.
I think he's wrong.
You think it should be Levy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too, but I adapted.
Levy.
But no, I think Owen Wilson's Mobius makes sense, and he could almost be the sort of connective tissue to like bring it in, because at the end
Loki's busy right now.
Well, at the end of Deadpool 2, we see Deadpool takes Cable's thing or whatever, right? And he's going and changing time. He literally shoots Ryan Reynolds when he's reading the script of Deadpool or of Green Lantern, which is amazing. He goes to the end of Origins Wolverine and literally shoots the Deadpool of himself, the crappy one, in the head. And so those could all be events that Nexus events is what they're called, correct? I don't want to misspeak here, but I think Nexus event
branches.
Yeah. So that could cause Mobius to be like, oh, I gotta show.
Gotta get this man under control.
Yeah. So that's gonna be neat to see, or whatever conspires in the film. I think that.
I hope Walker Scobell's in it.
I think he will be.
Big if true.
Dogpool's in the movie.
Big if true.
Why
big year for Walker.
He'd play Kidpool, right?
Yeah. He'd be perfect. It'd be a shame if he wasn't.
I think Taylor Swift's all but guaranteed to be in it.
I can't imagine they needed to cast a Kidpool and Ryan let them cast anybody but Walker Scobell.
I hope Brad Pitt's in it again. He's in Deadpool 2 for like a split second. He gets electrocuted and then he dies. Yeah.
Oh.
His face is in it for like that long.
Okay.
But he got Matt Damon in that movie too. Matt Damon's in Deadpool 2. He plays one of the rednecks by the truck.
The thing is, with Ryan Reynolds, he could call up anybody in Hollywood and be like, hey, will you be in this movie? They would say yes. Because it's Ryan Reynolds.
How funny would it be if he got Russell Crowe just to show up?
If there's a Les Mis joke
in
Deadpool 3, there better be. And it'll be for me only.
That would be amazing.
That would mean everything to me.
I hope that he gets Gyllenhaal. Sorry.
As like Mysterio?
Yeah, because they're all friends. Gyllenhaal's Mysterio just shows up. He could get anyone he wants.
I'm sorry, you think we're going to get Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal in a scene together? That'd be so fucking funny.
Could you imagine that?
Taylor
Swift kills
Taylor
him.
Swift as, like, what's her name? Dazzler.
Yeah.
And then Jake Gyllenhaal walks into the scene and Taylor Swift kills him.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Well, I bet it's in like a contract that Taylor Swift, if she's in the movie, she can't die probably. They don't, like, there's probably some control.
No, it might be in the contract that she has to die.
Really?
They don't want her to get stuck in a movie deal like Harry Styles.
We're never to see him in the MCU again. Do you agree?
I think we will.
That's the one loose end right now with the MCU, is the end of Eternals.
Yeah.
That kind of irks me at night. Like, I'll think about things like that.
They can't do anything until they set up Blade, because Blade's in the...
Well, another thing that irks me is Homecoming's post-credit scene with Scorpion being set up. Yeah.
They stopped caring about their post-credit scenes.
Really hurts me.
Yeah.
It does.
I think they're getting back into, like, caring about them, though.
I hope to God, because they used to, really make a damn difference, you know?
Yeah.
Like Doctor Strange post-credit scene, one of them I'm pretty sure is, like, Strange with Thor, and it's a scene from Ragnarok.
Like, I like the Miss Marvel post-credit. It's Carol. And then that's in the Marvels.
Actually valid, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I thought you were going for high five.
That too.
But no, Deadpool 3, most anticipated movie, most anticipated shows.
Yeah, as I say, speaking of TV shows, there's a couple coming out. I'll list them off, and you tell me if you're excited or not.
Okay, cool.
This one, I'm excited for the concept of it. We'll get into it. The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. It's Rick's show.
Yeah, no.
Don't care. Where's Rick?
I've never seen The Walking Dead, so no.
I have seen The Walking Dead up until a certain point, and then I've seen like bits and pieces afterwards. I've seen up until Rick leaves. So the concept of it's fun, and I'll probably watch it eventually. I doubt I'll watch it when it comes out, but I'm excited for the concept of it. I'm excited for Walking Dead fans to have it, because I know how much they love Rick.
Walking Dead fans, no hate here. Please just let me talk freely. Walking Dead fans think The Walking Dead is the greatest thing ever, and like they think it's just better than anything else that exists.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, every Walking Dead project's the most anticipated thing that comes out. I'm like, good for you. I'm glad you like the world. I really do. I am never going to start. It's too daunting.
It's just a lot of episodes of a show.
Yes.
I don't blame you. That's like how
I'll enjoy the John Bernthal memes, though.
Yeah. Wait. Next up, Bridgerton Season 3.
I'm excited, but I told you last night I think it's going to be the worst season.
Yeah. Listen, guys. I've been saying this ever since I found out that Season 3 was going to be Colin and Penelope. I said Shonda Rhimes is going to have to put her Shondussy into Season 3 of Bridgerton to make it anything close.
Yeah.
Anything close to Kate and Anthony. I don't think it'll touch Season 2. It could be on par with Season 1. It has potential because Season 1's not anywhere as good as Season 2.
Correct.
Now, is it embarrassing?
Did your jaw just pop?
I went.
Oh, okay.
Now, is it embarrassing for Colin to potentially have his season put between Anthony and Benedict? Yes. That's just an unfair place to put him. Had to be done, though. I fear. All right? All I'm looking forward to in Season 3 is they're changing it from Colin's book, which thank God, because I read Colin's book and I wanted to buy a gun. It was really hard to get through, okay? It was really just not the best book ever. Kind of a stupid plot line. Friends to lovers, never the best trope, okay? So they're changing it a bit in the show. Hopefully it's more interesting. Hopefully they make me not want to rip Penelope's throat out. We'll see. I kind of fucking hate Penelope, but it's fine. I like the actress. Hate Penelope.
Yeah.
Colin's going to have to be on his real Prince Charming shit in Season 3 for me to kick my feet and giggle at all. And also, let's just look at Benedict the whole time.
Yeah, I'll watch with you, but I'm not pumped for it as much. I kind of am excited, but I don't know. I'm
most excited to hopefully see hints at Benedict getting his season next.
Okay.
Because when you watch a season of Bridgerton, you can always tell who the next person is going to be.
Yep.
Like when you watch Season 1, the most important side plot is Anthony. When you watch Season 2, kind of the most important side plot is the Featheringtons, unfortunately. Boring as fuck, but whatever. So, like, Colin and Penelope are next.
Unwatchable. Those parts of this show. I
know. I read like an article about them talking about why Colin and Penelope are next and why they're like going out of order of the books. And they were like, we just feel like we've built up their friendship and like Penelope having a crush on Colin from afar. Like it's been built up for 2 seasons and we can't keep doing that for a 3rd season. And I was like, fine, I guess. Or you could just cut both of their love stories. How about that? But I'm excited for Bridgerton Season 3 just because now...
Sorry, that's how I feel about Season 3.
Because now when I rewatch Bridgerton, I get to add another season into the mix.
This is true.
Next up, apparently coming out this year, Agatha Darkhold Diaries.
They are saying it's going to come out this year.
Coming out in the fall, apparently.
Intrigued, but more so than anything, want it to be relevant. I do not want this to be a what-if of sorts where it's just Agatha...
I agree.
In 1300, Agatha in Rome.
I agree.
Agatha, I just want it to feel warranted. That's my big thing. That's my concern. I fear it will be more like a what if of sorts, though.
I think I'm excited for it. Agatha was my favorite part of WandaVision. I do think that this show has been through like 40 different title changes.
It was House of Harkness, Coven of Chaos, Darkhold Diaries. Of those 3,
Coven of Chaos, best one. I cannot believe they changed that. Sickening, actually.
The worst one is the one they went with.
Yeah.
Darkhold Diaries? Diaries? That's a lot. That just lost half the male viewers under the age of 15.
Unless it involves vampires, I don't care about your damn diary.
No, yeah.
I don't give a flying fuck about your diary. Coven of Chaos?
That's a cool one.
Coven? witches,
Exactly.
chaos magic. That was the one, and I think they're so stupid.
House of Harkness would be, and this is sad to say, but with House of the Dragon and House of Harkness, people would be like, is this Game of Thrones? People are really, like, you have to think people are kind of stupid.
Covenant of Chaos was the one.
Covenant of Chaos was the one.
They fucked up. But other than that, I'm excited for it.
Did you hear that Ralph Boner is going to be in it?
Evan Peters?
Yeah. They're saying he's going to be in it, and he's going to be like, I got to look this up on Twitter. He's going to be like, not disgraced, but it was like,
oh man,
I forget what I read.
Let Evan Peters be weird again.
Ralph Boner. Here we go.
God, what an awful fucking
A very traumatized Ralph Boner will return in Darkhold Diaries.
Interesting.
MCU fans, when Ralph Boner mentions having a panic attack during WandaVision, and it's just the whole Ender meme. No, yeah, everyone's saying he's going to be back, and people are like, there's no way he's not actually Quicksilver.
I think there is a very strong way that he's not actually Quicksilver, and it's the fact that Marvel's lame.
You know, I see this photo. Let me share this with the people watching at home. I don't know if they can see that. I see that photo, and I'm transported back to the moment we watched that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that was one of the biggest, like, they gagged us moments in the MCU.
Yeah, then they
and
fucked
then
it up.
immediately treaded back, and like we're like, oh wait, we're just fucking with you guys.
Yeah, I know.
The way I feel about that is how I feel about them giving us Krasinski for 10 minutes and turning him into string cheese. And people taking 10 minutes of him shooting in a green screen room without anyone around him and being like, sucked. Could never play him. Couldn't do it. I'm like,
Justice.
Yeah.
You don't get him like we get him.
It's just so irritating. But no. Agatha, I'm kind of excited for in a weird way.
Yeah.
I kind of want to rewatch WandaVision, like, before it.
Good luck. We can watch with a P Magic.
Yeah.
I've attempted.
I will
never
shit
really
on
got
the.
that far,
I think it's one of the episodes is god awful. I think it's like the finale kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy elements of it. It'll be fun to be like, oh, remember this moment in time when we were here? Like, that'll be fun.
It's like if it's
I have the steelbook that Disney presented to me.
part of the reason that I find WandaVision unrewatchable is not because of the content of it. It's because rewatching it makes me fucking angry. Because I rewatch it, or I try to rewatch it, and I'm like,
what if episode?
I remember how excited I was when this happened, and then it led to fucking nothing. I remember how excited I was when this happened, when she expanded the hex, and then she woke up the next day in her bed and no one fucking talked about it. It's gonna make me mad. I'm gonna get mad. We gotta change
this
the subject.
conversation's fun, and next week, I'm teasing, we're gonna do an MCU Disney Plus app because Echo will be out.
Echo will be out.
And I like to, it's like a weird thing that exists in our lives. These MCU Disney Plus shows have been around for 3 years now. And just the trajectory of them and how they've changed the MCU as a whole is fun to discuss. But I look back, I'm like, which of these have stood the test of time the most?
The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
To me, Loki, like, truly has morphed into something greater for me. Like, because when I watched it, I liked it. I was a little critical of it at times. But then season 2 rolls out and I rewatch it, and it's been almost 3 years now. I unashamedly love Loki. Mm-hmm. That, I think, might be the MCU's greatest achievement.
I think it's the fact that you love the character of Loki. Yeah. I was going to say,
and the fact that I love the show. It
is so funny watching how much you love Loki, because I love Loki too, but I've loved Loki ever since I saw him in the MCU.
Or the
character. Okay. Both. It's funny seeing, because I love Loki the show, but I've also loved the character of Loki ever since I saw him in Avengers, I don't know if I really loved him in the first Thor movie.
He was great in Ragnarok. That's when most audiences started to love him.
See, I was here and the Avengers. Because what can I tell you? I'm a woman, okay? So it's funny. I know you didn't like Loki, the character, for a while. You were like, he's greasy.
No, great villain, but I just hated him.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean.
Hiddleston did well.
I know.
But they really...
It's so fun watching you love him now.
Because of the series making him, like... I think he has one of the greater arcs in the MCU. Not the outright best. Nothing will top Tony or, I'd argue, Rocket.
Yeah.
But...
he's up there for sure. Top 5.
Technically, Steve has a good arc.
So does Bucky.
However, yes, Loki's got a great arc. And the series, I mean, that's just some of the best... It's like a rare moment in time in the MCU where they actually allowed a creative vision to be fully sought through.
Chris, I pray every day. Every day I pray that Bucky gets the Loki treatment. It drives me fucking nuts. He's the perfect character to get Loki treatment. The perfect fucking character. Bucky Barnes is a character for TV. Put him in a TV show. I'm so serious. He's perfect.
What do you mean by get the Loki treatment?
Loki was fucking killed. And then, so you're like, oh, that's it. That's the end of the character. And then he gets a show. And then his show gets a season 2. And in that show, his character is allowed to evolve so much more than he already did in the movies. In the movies, yeah, he has a good, like, you know, arc in Ragnarok. He helps his brother. He's actually there for his brother. That's like a movie arc for a character that's not a main character, right? That's roughly kind of what Bucky has in the movies, where it's like, yeah, you know, he was this villain, and now, you know, he's better. Give him a show. Give him a show right now. Give me a 6-episode show of Bucky and Wakanda before I drive down to Marvel headquarters and beat Kevin Feige with a stick. I've said this so many times, and I'll say it right now. If you put me in a room with Kevin Feige for 30 minutes, locked him in there, we're coming out of there with a Bucky TV show on our hands. 100%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I just know it. Okay? I just do.
Fair.
I also think, in terms of Marvel TV shows, and in terms of the ones that we've had, and like what has stood the test of time, ones that should get more seasons, etc., I truly, truly think the Falcon Winter Soldier could have so many seasons if they just made it truly like a buddy cop show and just had Bucky and Sam beating up bad guys. Call on Zemo when you need him. Have John Walker sprinkled in there every once in a while. The villains change every season.
It couldn't be called the Falcon and Winter Soldier anymore.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I don't care whatever you call it. Miami Vice for all I care. Let them have it. Let them be buddy cops. Let it be funny but also really cool fight scenes. And just different villains. Just come up with different villains every season and let them go.
Fair.
Sorry to go off on that tangent. I didn't mean
You're
to.
good.
Next up in TV shows of 2024, House of the Dragon Season 2.
Very excited.
Very excited.
Yeah.
This is what I'm most excited for besides Bridgerton. They're like,
Okay.
obviously they're so different.
I have an answer for mine, but I'll save it for the end.
I know you do.
But no, I am excited for season 2. I'll need to rewatch season 1 just to refresh, but that's only 10 episodes. It won't take too long.
I've been meaning to rewatch it because I just finished my Game of Thrones
He can
rewatch
keep his tongue.
last season.
That's one of the best lines.
Iconic, really. Yeah, I love the character of Rhaenyra. Like, I loved her so much when we got introduced to her. So I'm excited to see her again. All of it. I'm just very excited for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I think, even greater than season 1 because there's going to be, you know, war and like action, and it's just going to be really fascinating.
Is there a world where once we reach the conclusion of House of the Dragon, they're saying it's going to be 4 seasons? So 4 seasons of House of the Dragon to completion versus 8 seasons of Game of Thrones, where the 4 seasons of House of the Dragon are superior?
It's possible, especially with how many people hate season 8 of Game of Thrones. Like, if they stick the landing really well with House of the Dragon, people will immediately be like, yeah, House of the Dragon's better, just because they just like to say shit.
Well, I'd argue in that case, it's one of those situations where House of the Dragon might be a bit of a better show, but the characters in Game of Thrones you can't top.
Yeah, I think whenever it comes to comparing something like the first of a show to like a prequel that's made after it, so Game of Thrones versus House of the Dragon, House of the Dragon will always have an advantage in said conversation because it has the benefit of building off the world that Game of Thrones already built.
Yeah.
If you just watched House of the Dragon without watching any Game of Thrones, hey, you'd probably be a little confused. Next season, in season 2, when the Starks show up, you're going to be like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
What is Winterfell? You're not going to know. But if you watch Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon has the benefit of building off of what Game of Thrones already built. House of the Dragon also has the benefit of learning from Game of Thrones' mistakes in terms of pacing, in terms of what people care about, in terms of ruining the show in the final season, stuff like that. It's also a story that's kind of set already. And like, if you watch Game of Thrones, they talk about the story of Rhaenyra and like her cousins all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how it's going to end, unfortunately. So like, it's something that's not an ambiguous ending. We know how it has to end because it happened before Game of Thrones. So House of Dragon has all these things that are beneficial to it in the conversation of which one's better. Yeah. Because it didn't come first. Mm-hmm. So there's that.
Yeah. What's the next show on your list again? You said you had 2.
Yes, 2 more. Invincible Season 2, Part 2.
We got to watch Part 1.
I haven't watched Part 1. I was in the process of actually rewatching Season 1, and then I think I stopped. I got distracted by some other show, I'm sure. But yeah, I was in the process of rewatching season 1, and I realized how much of season 1 I forgot.
I feel the same way. That's why I got to watch it again.
But yeah, I think when part 2 comes out, then
there's
we'll
like an
watch
episode
part
like
1.
I don't even know.
I think when
like
part
college or something.
When part 2 comes out, we'll watch part 1.
Okay.
So it's like we can have it all at once.
Sounds good.
And last but not least, The Boys season 4.
Okay.
Is that the one you're most excited for?
It is not.
Wait, what did I miss?
The one I am excited for doesn't have a confirmed 24 release date, but it's filming now, and the creators are saying.
Right, we'll get into that after we talk about The Boys season 4. Thoughts?
I need to watch Gen V. Is my thoughts.
I agree. We also need to watch Gen V.
The 2 Amazon superhero shows we're behind on.
Yeah. Which, I mean, honestly, I think it's for the better that we saved it for 2024, because 2024 is lack of superhero content. Yeah. So we get to watch Invincible season 2 and Gen V in 2024.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We were also inundated with content last year, so there
was a lot. Yeah.
It's not that we didn't have time; it was not as high priority.
Yeah, it just wasn't high priority.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm not as excited for season 4 as I have been in previous years. I feel like season 3 was good, but I'm kind of concerned just because, I feel like the point of The Boys is they want to kill Homelander, correct?
Yeah.
Obviously, they cannot kill Homelander because once they kill Homelander, the show ends.
Yes.
There's no way that The Boys would continue without Homelander.
Correct.
So it's starting to feel like, to me personally, it started to feel like this in season 3, and I worry it's going to feel like this in season 4. There's a season 5 already confirmed?
I think 5 has to be the final, though.
God damn.
I'm about to echo the same sentiment.
It's starting to feel like, okay, how much longer can we hold out on killing Homelander just for the sake of continuing the show? Because they got so close last season, and every time Homelander broke away, I was like, it's for the plot.
Yeah, well, people are like, I want Homelander to die. I'm like, if Homelander dies, The Boys is taking a drastic quality dip.
Yeah,
because
you can't.
He's
the most interesting character.
And I feel the same way about Butcher. They both have to go out when the show goes out. So to me, I think The Boys should end after season 4, but it's apparently a 5-season thing. They're saying. I just worry that it's going to become rinse, wash, repeat.
That's what it feels like. That's what it started to feel like in season 3.
Rinse, repeat. Excuse me.
That's what. Yeah.
Where it's like, here's the deal: we devise a plan to kill Homelander.
We've got the girl that explodes heads now, which I guess is an issue.
And then we try it all again, and it's like.
So can you guys maybe just come up with a better strategy? I don't know, because now you're starting to look embarrassing.
Or maybe just don't try and kill Homelander in season 4 and just plot all season and have something else go on, and then the final season is okay, we're having one final showdown.
Yeah, and I don't want the show to start to feel like it's getting repetitive, because I really love The Boys.
Yeah,
I love especially the first 2 seasons.
Uh-huh.
I think that what I'm most excited for season 4 is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I adore Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah. His voice is great, and I think
it's funny because you like
actor.
him for one of his least popular roles. Probably.
Hey, don't say that to women. All right, my girls watching this podcast right now, comment down below if you love Denny Duquette in Grey's Anatomy. Comment down below. I promise you.
Yeah,
we'll get comments. The girlies know him from Grey's Anatomy. The boys know him from The Walking Dead. Grey's had him first.
I don't know.
Grey's had him first.
TBH.
Grey's had him first.
Yeah. What I do know is that I do think season 2 might be my favorite of The Boys, because it did flip the script a little, where it had Stormfront in the picture.
Yeah.
And so she almost became the acting villain in a way, where it took the pressure off. Let's kill Homelander.
She did. Yeah, she was a really
good
and fun
4.
element of season 2. That I think is a part of season 3 that lacked a little bit. What is the guy's name?
Boy, though.
What is his real name? The actor?
Who? What character?
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. Jensen Ackles.
Thank you. Jensen Ackles, I'm sure is a good actor. I haven't really seen him in anything, but he wasn't that compelling of a air quote villain, I guess, in the show. He didn't distract.
He was supposed to be a villain.
He didn't distract from killing Homelander in the way that Stormfront did, though. You know what I mean? We didn't have that in season 3. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you're saying we didn't have a Stormfront-esque character in the second season to distract from Homelander being the main big baddie?
Yeah, there wasn't someone to rally behind, as in, I hate this character more than I hate Homelander.
Soldier Boy was an anti-hero. Soldier Boy was not a good guy, but he was brought in to help kill Homelander.
Here's what I'm trying to say. The reason that Stormfront worked so well in season 2 is because you hated her more than you hated Homelander. Yeah. When you find out that she's a Nazi, get her off my screen. Yeah. You wanted her dead more than you wanted Homelander dead, so it distracted you from wanting them to kill Homelander. Season 3... there wasn't a distraction from that. You're not like distracted by the fact that Soldier Boy exists. He's not taking away from the fact that there's no one to get behind that you hate more than Homelander.
Yeah.
Homelander's the main person to hate in season 3. So it's like, okay, can we just kill him? No? Okay. So we're going to need something in season 4.
In conclusion, The Boys needs to end. I love the show.
I love it too.
I do think it needs to end.
Yeah.
There is one show, though, that if it ends up coming out in 24, which I think it will, is my most anticipated. Bold.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a quick turnaround.
Cobra Kai never dies, baby. Cobra Kai. I mean, final season of the show, they want it done this year, and I think they will. It's not like it's heavily edited in post-production.
I guess, yeah.
If they edit while they film, very doable.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they could release it in November or December for all I care.
Yeah.
So I think they will do that and bring it on. Let's see the end of this show, Sakai Taikai, Kreese versus Silver in a showdown. Let's get a beautiful send-off to Johnny. Let's have a wedding where everyone shows up. I'm ready. I think it's going to be amazing.
Is he engaged by the end of season 5?
Well, Carmen has a child in her belly from him.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to rewatch the show.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember if they're engaged or not, but I assume they will get married. You know, that's actually a good question, Cam. I feel like they are, but I don't know. I don't think they are. Now I'm double thinking.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you double guess.
Yeah, I'm double guessing. But no, I think that it's going to be a great send-off, and the reason I think it will come out before is because there's supposedly a Karate Kid movie coming out in 24, and they're saying this isn't related to it, but I bet it somehow ties into that. So that's probably what's going to happen. But no, 24 is going to be a solid year. Some people think it's filler, and I think that it's definitely, compared to 23 and 24, there's less projects from like my absolute favorite, fandoms and all that coming out, but I'm still really excited.
Rest in peace, Thunderbolts.
And Cap 4. And basically the entire MCU slate that's coming out in 25 was at one point slated for 24.
The thing about Cap 4 is that it's just going through major reshoots right now, which I'm fine with. I would much rather them reshoot the shit out of that movie and make it good than like it tested badly with audiences. Yeah. So I'd go ahead and refilm the whole movie for all I care. Thunderbolts, get them in the studio. They're just out there. Y'all are just letting Sebastian Stan run around New York and Canada looking like Donald Trump. Get his ass into Atlanta and film Thunderbolts.
David Harbour's already there. He's filming.
David Harbour's already here. He can jump back and forth between set.
Yeah.
What's his name? John Walker? Wyatt Russell is ready to go. Okay?
Florence Pugh.
I don't think she's got anything on her plate. When does that movie with her and Andrew Garfield come out?
I don't know. Maybe this year. See, there's a lot of movies that aren't really officially announced before a year starts. So.
Who else the fuck is in that movie? Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Get her in the studio. Yeah. I'm serious. Director Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
There you have it. So, yeah, 24, I think things are looking up. It's going to be fun. Potential for The Bear Season 3 as well.
Get Sebastian Stan in the studio before someone cuts his hair. I'm serious.
Yeah. I'm done talking about 2024 stuff, so...
Yeah.
What do you want to do now? Do you want to end it? Or?
Yeah.
Okay,
cool. That's it. I think, 2024 is going to be a perfectly fine year. Calling it filler, I think, is drastic. I think, there's not as much superhero stuff coming out, but hey, guess what? Other stuff exists.
Correct.
There's plenty of stuff to be excited about.
There's also surprises all throughout the year, usually.
Yeah. And hey, guess what? Maybe pick up a book. You know what I mean? If there's not enough movies and shows coming out for you, pick up a book. You know what I mean?
Fair. Run.
Run, like go for a run?
Yeah. Or like play a game. A video game.
Do something else maybe. But yeah, very excited for all of that. Excited for the year of 2024 in general. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
The basic ones everyone has, eat cleaner, take care of my body more.
Mm-hmm. My goal is to not spend as much money.
Valid. I have like goals for my social media stuff. I won't share, but stuff like that, and just to get back into good health.
Yeah,
kind of stopped caring like a while ago. Like it's sad, but especially when you document yourself online, like I do. Like I go look at videos from 2020. It's like it's kind of harsh, but it's like, oh, put on some LBs, my friend. And there's like it's objective. There's nothing you can do about it. It's like, oh.
For our non-American viewers, LBs means pounds.
That is correct.
I don't want people to be confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to be less depressed. That's a resolution in itself. I've started doing some daily affirmations. Very helpful. And just really manage my money, which is something I hate doing. I hate opening my bank account app. I hate it. Every time I do it, it causes me anxiety. Gotta get over that. Gotta start managing my money. That's just my main resolution, probably.
It's a good one to have.
And yeah, so that does it for what we're excited for 2024. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the podcast.
Hit the like button, please.
I guess our goal for the podcast in 2024 is to post every week.
It's pretty much every week. Yeah, we took a week off, but we got an up this week.
He wants to say we took a week off. We really didn't. Our episode from last week counted because we also did a double upload the week before. So it's fine. We're doing every week. We didn't miss a week.
Starting now, yes, we are.
We've been doing every week since.
Fair.
We have the same number of podcasts out for the same number of weeks that we've been doing it consistently. Ergo, one for every week.
Okay, cool.
Anyways, that's our goal for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching.
We did do a double upload, I guess. So.
Yes, we did.
Cool.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. Really appreciate it. You guys know the drill. Like this video. Subscribe to us. Give us 5 stars on Spotify. Give us a kiss in the comments. Tell us what you're excited for 2024. I want to see the little kiss emoji. Tell us what you're excited for in 2024. Tell us if you have any resolutions of your own. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. And other than that, that does it for this podcast episode. Also, let me know if you guys like the new background. I kind of changed my room up a little bit. I did some redecorating and stuff. So let me know if you like it. And yeah. Until next time, stay unusual.
It's some murder on the dance floor, but you better not kill the groove.
He's reading the lyrics off of his phone.
I can't interpret lyrics on my own, sadly.